Hey everybody, it's Garrett and Katie. We are finally back. So I got back home and um, I immediately got sick, pretty much immediately after I got home.
Yes.
And Katie was sick as well.
I'd been feeling sick for weeks. Thought it was allergies just ramping up really bad, but no. 2 days after you got back, I took a turn. Had to go in. Had to get checked out. I had pneumonia. That was fun. All better now.
Do me a favor so we don't get echoes for these people. Will you move your microphone away from me so that...
There you go. Sorry, somebody's very needy.
I know. It's never enough. So we had a few possible things to talk about tonight, but tonight we're just going to keep it with the regular format that we arrived on somehow. But we do have something cool to show you that Katie's going to smoke tonight. Because part of it that I would choose to smoke more often is not quite ready yet. So this is a prototype pipe that isn't 100% ready for sale yet, but I have permission to talk about it. I've been testing it. Katie's done a few bowls through it, not a lot, not as many as I have. This would be the equivalent of the budget version. He has a version coming out that's going to be completely aluminum and all metal. This one is a printed material. I believe it's PLA, so it's food grade, like high temperature resin. It has held up really well so far. I think I've got at least 20 bowls through it, and I have not been nice to it. I have purposely tried to get it hot. I have tried to fill it up with, all these system pipes. They'll have a reservoir in here. I've tried to fill it up. That was very difficult. I could not do it. And then it's got a heavy duty, also printed tip. So there is an admitted downside to a printed tip versus a vacuum formed one, because there are ridges, ultra fine little ridges from the printing process. But these are almost imperceptible, especially when you're smoking it. Like, you don't really notice. And they don't break near as easily as the injection molded ones. Those break super duper easy. It's by far my least favorite thing about a standard radiator is those tips. But the cool thing to show is that it's a all-in-one. So this is a radiator bowl here, and this is the adapter that allows you to screw this into here, and see there, sitting on top. It goes in there. Camera's really far away. I'll edit and zoom this in, but I doubt it's going to look super clear. But this adapter goes on there, and then there is a filtered adapter that is still being designed that would go on here, and that would also be available in metal. But there's a radiator one, and then it takes a Viking bowl directly, so you can put a Viking bowl directly on. This is Katie's custom-made Morta Viking bowl.
Very pretty.
And then it has a Falcon adapter here. It's a little tiny ring. It goes right onto this Falcon meerschaum bowl of mine. And that attaches there. It's ready to go. So I thought I'd show you guys that. It's pretty nifty. It's been really smooth smoking. Like any system pipe with a metal stem, you do get some condensation buildup, but you just give us a light push, light blow back into the pipe, just lightly. Don't blow your tobacco out. Don't blow ashes everywhere. But if you blow very lightly, you can push the moisture into the reservoir and then have a dry smoking experience again. Or you can just use a pipe cleaner. It's up to you. This one, I don't know the potential costs, but this one, tonight we're going to try something different. And I've tried to replicate the Falcon dry ring, and I've coiled up a pipe cleaner in the bottom, a half pipe cleaner, and we'll see what Katie thinks of it. And tonight we are going to try the newly released in the U.S. The Pesse Canoe. Pesse?
What country is this from?
Turkey. This is from Glodora Tobacco. It's imported by Ladisi. This is blended and packaged in Turkey.
Yeah, I'm not sure for the pronunciation.
It's a 50-gram tin. And I'm going to be keeping it with my usual standard for trying new stuff. It's my regular old corn cob. Of course, with a filtered forever stem.
But of course.
Well, I mean,
It's your jam.
yeah, that's my thing. I'm a cobvocate. I know some people miss Ruffles. She's here. Oh, that smells wonderful. I haven't even opened it up. Like, I just popped the top.
It does smell good. Like a little mermaid sticker. I'm easy to please.
It's a nice little compact tin.
It is.
Definitely worth saving for use for other things like hauling around filters.
Or dice.
Yes, we have. I have sucked Katie into more nerddom. That is a big flake.
That is a very big flake.
I'll split with you.
Perfect. Oh, Ruffles wants some. Apparently. Hi, you gonna let me do this?
It breaks apart really, really easy. You don't. There's like no prep work.
Mm.
Look at that. Just.
I'm so sorry. I just got huffed at. So sorry I'm ignoring you. Load my pipe. How dare I?
You use the meerschaum. I don't care if you use my meerschaum.
Okay.
I just
It's
wanted
on
to
there.
show.
It's on there. Okay. Are you breaking it up?
Yeah. You do it however you want.
I'm gonna do what you do. That's what we do.
The do.
I'm just gonna do what you do. You know, it's been
We do
a
the do.
solid week of just, what's the word? Commander saturation?
Yeah.
Saturation.
I got. Katie and I are. We've had some financial changes. And so one of the things we're trying to do is find a way to spend time together, of course, but do it in a more cost-effective manner. And something that I have enjoyed throughout my childhood and whatnot was Magic the Gathering, Magic cards. And Katie was willing to give it a shot, and it seems like she's enjoying it. So
far,
we took a deep dive into that, and
very deep.
Tonight we went to a game night at a local game store.
Awesome. Free to show up, hang out. I love free.
It's completely free. Good time, socializing with people, just kind of like going to a pipe club, but with some competition added. In fact, it'd be really cool if a pipe shop had a magic night.
That could be cool.
We'll have to talk to some people about that.
I mean, what better thing to do when you're waiting for each other's turn than to
Have a smoke.
tidy up your pipe, and sit there and puff away and survey the arena, as it were.
This tobacco is very moist.
Yes.
I don't know how they maintained the seal, because it just had the shrink wrap around the edges. So like, I don't know how it maintained this level of moisture, but I'm actually quite impressed.
When was it, Tim? Does it say the date?
I'm sure it does, but I don't know how to read that code. I'm going to assume, based on the date, it was either August or December 2024. Let's see, 9 or 12, 24. Definitely wasn't 15. But in Europe, they do day.
Yes.
day, month, year.
But
So
90 wouldn't be a day.
901 could be a batch. I don't know.
Interesting.
Either way, 2024 is the most relevant number I can see on that serial number. It's very moist. So these are gonna, they might taste a little better if they were dry. It starts off with that same fruity note that it smells like out of the tin.
It does.
It's like berries, yeah. Just like what I was reading online. Yeah, we went a while without smoking pipes while we were sick.
Yes. Long while. It's alright.
With how much we enjoy it, it always is going to feel longer too, and it truly is.
A week or two there.
I think we might be the only people that do this. I don't know. I always see everybody else fold their check tools back up, but we leave them splayed out so that it's really easy to just grab it and use it. We might be the only people who do that.
Really rich.
Yeah, this is the Oriental Flake. We have the tin of each of the Latakia flakes as well, but started with the Oriental Flake because I'm almost through open tins that I have. I've also gotten some packages from people in the YTPC, and I want to say thank you to everybody. And I got a notice the other day that someone else sent me something, but I don't know. I just know that something's coming from somewhere, and I know I didn't order anything because I'm trying to conserve. My cellar's as full as it's going to be. It doesn't need to get any fuller right now.
A lot of good sales. A lot of great sales.
We'll do a video going over what is in the 2-try piles. We could just do one video per pile and have quite a long video.
Quit doing what you're doing. You pet me.
I am still using the original Scotty lighter, by the way. If anybody's got one of these and knows that I've been consistently abusive with it. I am not nice to it, and it just keeps working.
No.
I have it turned up a little high right now because on my trips, I brought some of my deeper bowls for driving around and whatnot. And when you have to stop and relight constantly when you're driving or whatever, once the bowl gets down there, it's really hard to get the flame back on there. So I have it adjusted up so that my adjustment then when I'm driving is just to keep it away from the pipe. That's a pretty big flame. Hi.
I'm not doing enough, apparently.
Ever.
It's really rich, almost creamy.
Yeah.
Bless you.
There's actually a very detailed description on the front of the tin.
Yeah.
The blend of Virginia and Oriental leaves from Turkey offer a sweet, floral aroma with hints of figs and raisins. They're not lying there.
Very figgy. Like true figgy.
In the second half, floral and spicy notes from the Oriental leaves emerge, creating a balanced and unique tobacco experience. Not always huge on Oriental blends, but this one's enjoyable.
It is.
And this one was not at our local brick and mortar. They did not manage to stock this one up. They might be doing it later on. Lately, they've been very focused on cigars. All their advertisements, everything, specials they've been running. It's all cigars.
I like the art on the tin. It's pretty.
So how many of you guys out there, one, play magic cards or have played, and two, would consider doing it with a pipe? Because just us two doing it, it was actually quite enjoyable. Because you take turns, and while you're taking each other's turn, like while the other person's going, you can enjoy your pipe, and then when it's your turn, let it go out and do your turn.
Something to enjoy while you're getting all these instants and sorcery spells thrown at you, just destroying everything you're trying to do.
Or even just the mental math of what's going down.
Yes.
Not to detract from how nice it is to sometimes just sit back and smoke a pipe, though.
Indeed.
So is the pipe cleaner making that experience a little closer to what you're used to?
Maybe. Hard to tell. I can't remember the last time I did anything with Orientals in it.
No, I mean the experience in the pipe.
Not having any moisture issues or anything yet.
Katie detests
so.
moisture in her pipes.
Yes. I like it. Nope. When you were talking about blowing, but not blowing all the tobacco out.
Yeah.
It took me a few minutes to think of where, but in my mind I just saw this scene, like this cartoon guy just getting a face full of tobacco and pipe ash. The Little Mermaid, when she's on land, when she's underwater, or well, not underwater, when she's still a mermaid, the seagull gives her a snarf blast, and it's a pipe. I think that's what they call it. She's making up names for stuff. So then she goes to play it like an instrument, and just blows ash in the dude's face when they're in the palace. Remember that?
No.
No.
Little Mermaid was never really my jam.
Everybody's seen the classics.
Seen, yes. Seen enough to remember scenes from it? No.
As a kid, I had no idea what that was. Okay, I remember not knowing what the hell that was. Like, oh, just random ocean trash they found. Oh, they have random ocean trash there.
I remember more of my first time I saw Tremors than The Little Mermaid, or even Pocahontas.
I didn't see Tremors until I was older. Way older, like adult. I never saw that movie when I was younger.
It's a very unique Oriental.
I'll start calling my pipe my snarf blast.
I don't know, Disney might sue you. They got a lot of lawyers, and they like to use them. They're like Nintendo.
We got nothing. Bring it.
They're like Nintendo.
What are they gonna take?
Our new fridge, not new fridge, but our new used fridge, because our fridge died.
Oh, it's been dead for months too.
Dying.
Half dead.
Dying.
Half dead. Half-life fridge.
Yeah, we've been without a freezer for a chunk.
Yeah.
And the fridge is just operating on its last leg. Finally got a guy to come out and take a look at it, see if it could be repaired. And he said, yeah, likely. It probably costs about, $1,800. So we got a different fridge for $200.
We've got these great secondhand stores, appliance stores with all the clearance stuff. Yeah. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
$200, 120-day warranty, free delivery.
Can't beat that.
And they took away the dying one. I didn't have to worry about trying to deal with Facebook.
And the fridge is arranged better. I like the way the fridge shelves are and the space will be better. So all in all, win. Total win. I am pleased. We have a freezer again.
And we've had a really good period of time here.
It's fine.
That's the way life goes.
Got each other. We got a puppy. Got some tobacco.
We got hobbies. We need to go camping pretty soon.
Yes. Plenty of time together. It'd be a good time. Oh, Ruffles. Every day's a good time. The squirrels have stayed out of my garden. I'm sure Ruffles thinks that's all because of her. She's been chasing them every chance she gets. Around the yard. Oh, lovely, thank you. Everybody wanted so badly to hear that. Thank you so much.
So rude.
It's like I've been gone all day at work or something.
And for several hours tonight.
Yes.
I would say this, if our comments about doing Magic the Gathering cards to save money intrigues you, I want to give this warning. It is just like pipe tobacco and pipes. You can do it cost effectively, and you can also do it super duper expensive.
Yes, some of that stuff's a bit nuts. Quite a bit nuts.
You don't have to do it one way or the other, but be aware if you haven't done it for a while, thinking about getting back into it, it is the same level of financial ridiculousness. You can have a $7 pipe. Well, let's be fair with the forever stem. You have a $20 pipe, and have a great smoking experience, and you can have a $200 pipe and have a great smoking experience. But it's preference. So please exercise financial caution. And a little bit of financial fortitude. Know where you sit. Be educated on your finances before you dive into anything. And don't be like me and be a slave to FOMO. Because that gets me sometimes. It really does. And just like that, Ruffles is done hanging out with us on the couch tonight.
I didn't give her enough attention. She's gonna pout.
And glare at you from across the room.
Yep. You could be petting me, but you're not.
That tin is very accurate. The tin description is very accurate. I'm a little further down, and there are spices that are starting to develop that weren't there when I started.
Indeed. It's good stuff.
We did have a milestone, but perhaps I don't know if we're going to do a giveaway because of it, but it is worth mentioning. We hit 500 subscribers.
You did? Kind of nuts.
Yeah, and it continued to go up, which is weird. Because we hadn't put out any videos when it started going up either.
No, you were gone for 2 months.
I put out some while I was gone.
Yeah, you did. But I mean, as far as like...
I mean, the 10 people watching, the 10 people who actually like continually watch. YouTube says it's 30 people. I disagree. I mean, I appreciate everyone who watches it. It's the community that is why we keep doing this. Like, that aspect is why we keep doing this. Despite the fact that I haven't responded to comments since I left for my trip. And And full transparency, I think I might just go through and like copy paste a whole bunch of thumbs up just to respond to everybody's messages so I can actually start getting notifications. YouTube has stopped notifying me of new comments.
Well, to be fair, life happens.
To be fair. It does happen. But I also don't want anybody to feel like I'm, one, ignoring them, because I have read them. But two, I don't want to feel like I should respond but haven't. Like I've just flat out,
Gotcha.
I guess once again, ignoring on a different level. I don't want to neglect those responsibilities, because I feel like there's some sort of social contract for doing this. You put out a video, there's a comment section, they've made the effort to put in the comment.
Yes.
And I am now dismissing that on some level, but purely because my backlog of comments to respond to, there are even a bunch I haven't responded to from when we did the Christmas videos.
It's June, honey.
Well, I'm the only one doing it. Yeah, there you go.
Need I remind you how this started? Hey, babe, do you want to do a video with me every now and then? I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
100 blends in 100 days. Yeah. An occasional video.
That was a lot. That was
Here
a lot
and
of
there.
tobacco.
Just a little here and there. 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week.
Maybe the next video we'll sit down and go through some of the empty tins that we have that we've kept around. We have a large number of empty tins that, like, if it didn't go in a jar where I used the tin label for the jar, I've actually kept the tins. We have a pretty large collection. We have plowed through some tobacco. But doing 100 blends in 100 days, he'll do that. Is there any new ones you've tried recently you want to mention that we haven't covered?
What was the Strata? It's not Stratosphere.
Cornell and Deal's Stratus Spree. It's blue and white with like a iron or a lion crest.
Yes, that one. I've been enjoying that one. I was enjoying that one there before. Wait, was that before or after illness?
After.
I think that was, yeah. I was here this last week. I'm enjoying that one. And then the Ken Byron one. Dungeon
Meister?
Yeah.
Vanilla Latakia.
Is it vanilla?
I'm not sure if it directly says vanilla on the description.
I don't get vanilla. I
It
just
smells
get
like vanilla.
Slightly sweet. Like, just a general more sweetness. And a little lighter.
Aromatic Latakia heavy English.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do. But more mild. It's not... component-wise, I'm not 100%. That's more your realm. But it's not as... It doesn't come across like a super heavy Latakia. It's more like a mild.
I'll tell you from across the room, it's a heavy Latakia.
It's not... It's not proper English, or what was that, John Cotton's? Or the Latakia Flake. Was that McFerrin?
Yeah.
It's not those. It's mellow. Much more mellow compared to those. But still, yeah, very Latakia.
I tried recently Watch City's FUSTG. I'm sure you guys can figure out the real goal of that name. But it...
What's it stand for? It was actually clever.
Fired up, set to go.
Yeah. See, that's not bad. Someone put some thought into that. And nailed it.
That's the name of it. But the acronym that you get is FUSTG. Which is, a lot of us match that perspective. They sure went about turning the tobacco industry on its head, and then continued to do it on the cigar side too.
Oh.
They cut out a whole bunch of cigar production and raised prices on certain ones and on brands across their market.
curious to see over the next couple of years, what would you call like Ken Byron and Cloud Bear and
The artisan blenders.
artists? There we go. What all crops up there to fill the gap? What new, wonderful, tasty things we get?
Well, one of them I had recently. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I shared it with Donnie. It was Stovepipe. Was Ken Byron's The Great Escape. I shared that with Will Bill and Parsimonious and Donnie Stovepipe when we all met up in Virginia. And Yusuf has even tried that one because he tried it before I left. And it is a tremendous vapor. It's got a sweet note to it. Everyone said chocolatey notes. I didn't get that, but regardless, it was enjoyable. There were some other ones I tried recently. Four Noggins. They have a house blend that's a Virginia Perique that I was really enjoying. It's called Prairie Wind. If you guys are ordering anything from them anytime soon, we all know their customer service kind of sucks, and sometimes the order time kind of sucks. But they do have some selection that other people don't, and there are multiple reasons to order from different suppliers. But that Prairie Wind, that's one to throw on your cart if you like Virginia Periques.
There's one thing I've noticed about this system that I like now that I have put a few bowls through it and realized there's enough down here on the base for you to hold. I don't like holding my pipe once it's hot. I think that's part of why I generally let it almost go out more. I purposely smoke them slower because I don't like holding a hot bowl or a hot pipe.
Yeah, no, that.
Even though this is getting good and toasty, down here's perfectly fine. It's nice.
Yeah, as on the budget version, like you can't taste wise, you couldn't tell that that's not a metal pipe. Like there's no added, there's no flavors that are off or anything.
And none of it gets really hot. Granted, I'm only about halfway through, but still, like it.
I smoked it really hot once, and I got hot embers all the way through the bottom, and I thought they would like melt it or damage it somehow, and it's still perfect.
It's good.
I'm excited to try the filter attachment when that's ready.
Yes, I know you are.
I like the system pipes. They're not only do they make the hobby a little more economical, but this one makes it more universal. So if there's a certain bowl that you like if you like the Morgan Bones, the radiator stack that he does, you can get that and use this base. You can, if there's a Meerschaum bowl at some brick and mortar that you like that's for Falcons, you can get that and smoke it on here, and you don't have to buy a whole nother base. And because it's not a porous material, when you're done and you take the bowl off, you can just go rinse it out with water. It's very low maintenance.
So all it needs is a filter. You'd be set.
Well, that one's only going to be, as far as I'm aware right now, that's only going to be on the radiator adapter.
This one? Yeah, because it has the space in there.
Yeah, it's going to be either a 6 mil short filter, which would be like the Dr. Pearl 6 mil filters. There's a potential that there will be a 9 mil adapter, but I don't know. It's not my call. I'm not the one making it.
Curious to see what options come out. No, there's definitely potential there.
I did argue for it. I did argue for the 9 mil.
Please.
They just draw so much better. It's so much closer to a non-filtered open draw.
As opposed to the smaller.
The 6 mils are so much tighter. And you actually, you can develop really bad habits about resistance, like needing a certain amount of resistance to feel like the bowl's packed. But then if you go to smoke a unfiltered pipe and you pack the bowl firm enough to meet that same resistance like you had a 6 mil filter, just stick with me with this logic. You've now overpacked your bowl, so the tobacco is not going to burn properly, and you're not going to get the flavors that should be there. And thus, the money you spent on that tobacco, you are now just lighting on fire. Which, I mean, that's what we buy it all for, right? Like, we are buying this stuff to enjoy burning it. You're buying it to enjoy it. That's the key. But you are lighting it on fire. There's no takebacks. It's not like, oh, I messed up the mac and cheese. I guess I'll add a little more milk. There's no fixing it. It's, you lit it on fire. So, like, having the right habits make that more enjoyable. And if you get used to needing this resistance, which I have found myself doing on some of the 9 mil pipes, where I have to stop, scrape off some of what I've smoked, break it up a little more, clear up the draw, and then go back. And then the flavors come in a little richer, a little better. And it's just something to consider. Are you done?
Getting pretty close. I'm wondering where we're at lengthwise. I think we might better call it.
That's fine. We haven't made a video in forever. I have so much I could talk about. Have we made a video showing off your lighter sleeve?
I don't think so. No, because you got it for me just before you left.
Yeah. Katie does like a Bic lighter.
Pretty spiffy.
So I got her this little, what do you call that pattern?
Scroll?
Scroll, paisley sort of thing.
Yeah. Cool scroll. Just a little sleeve. And boom.
It adds some weight to it, makes it.
I like that, yeah. And that's my favorite thing about this one and the one I got from Rose. It's heavy and but small, not huge, so you get that weight to it. I like that. I like a heavy lighter apparently, but not a huge one. That's too big.
It's heavy.
Yes.
But I also really, really don't treat it nicely. It's just
Well, it was on purpose for so long. You were trying to break it.
I'm wondering if this lighter matches up with my opinion of a Ford pickup truck. I grew up on a ranch, so we went through a lot of trucks. And what I learned was, with Ford pickup trucks, if you baby them, they seem to break more often. But if you just treat them like the tool that they are, they seem to run forever. You don't have to baby them. Don't overdo it. Just use it, drive it, change the oil, and it just keeps going. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. This lighter, fill it, use it, every now and then, purge the extra air out, and it just keeps coming back. That being said, we don't own a single Ford.
Not anymore.
No, we have Jeeps. We have Chrysler Jeeps, not Fiat Jeeps.
Growing up, my dad had an old F-150. Learned how to drive in that thing.
I think he still has it, doesn't he?
No, not the one he had back in late 90s, early 2000s.
He has the one that's all covered in dimples, though, from the hail.
Yeah, no, that's a newer one. It's one of the newer ones, I think.
Newer. It's not newer. Not anymore.
Well,
it's newer.
Compared to the 90s F-150.
If it's newer, I'm not old.
Compared to the 90s F-150. Yeah, it's newer.
For the record,
2010 or something.
I'm old.
Gosh, that was 15 years ago now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What is that about your brain? You reach a point where it's like, oh, that was just a few years ago, but it was 20 and 30 years ago. I guess that's not quite fair. It was 10 and 20 years ago.
I have multiple theories. I have no way to validate any of them.
Mm.
One of them, I think, is attached to the feeling of euphoria, and so time stops for you mentally, based on your lack of new positive like core experiences, not inside out sort of thing, but like at some point your brain just like, man, nothing's been as great as it was then, and like you just stop observing time the same way.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just lack of new things. So once you're done with school, it's just work. Work and bills and responsibility, and you slowly acquire more and more responsibility.
You don't have to. There's people who don't.
There are people who make those decisions and don't, yes. Yeah.
Some of them are homeless. Some of them are in prison. I chose not to do that. Not always sure it's the right choice.
Anyway.
Just
never mind.
It'd be nicer if there wasn't so many bills. That's all I'm saying. If there wasn't so many people trying to reach into your paycheck and take from it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying go to jail for fun. Although.
Well, that was a topic of conversation. How that must be a nice vacation.
I'm sure that doesn't apply everywhere. Just at the one that I worked at. They get Wendy's burgers on Wednesdays. You as an inmate get the burgers. Wendy's doesn't serve meals or doesn't serve ground beef more than 7 days old. They don't do it. No matter if it's been in the they don't freeze it, so it's been in the fridge. If it's more than 7 days old, it gets sold off. They get rid of it. Well, this jail would buy it all up and serve it all the very next day. So they'd buy it on Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays, they'd make it for all the inmates and the county employees. If you were a county employee, if you were part of the staff, you got a double cheeseburger. If you were an inmate, you got a single cheeseburger. But like, they had a full kitchen staffed by inmates on good behavior, like before you get like work release. And so you'd get like home cooked meals with Wendy's burgers every Wednesday. You get free therapy, you get free medicine. Just saying.
That's the man version of like, you see the women that talk about, oh, I need an illness. Like, not a serious illness, just something that lands me in the hospital for just a few days to rest and not cook or clean. The man version. If I can only just go to jail for a week.
I don't think that's the man version. There's plenty of women in there. That one's a pretty equal opportunity option. That it comes with criminal charges.
How do Americans get their vacation?
How do the cost-effective Americans get their vacations?
The hospital option is not cost-effective.
No, it's not.
No.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're those people who like to go to the emergency room because you have a cough or a runny nose.
Oh. Yeah, no. At the beginning of when things were starting to get bad, it wasn't during office hours Monday through Friday, so I did the free telehealth. I need to be able to not breathe before I'm going to step foot into what's going to immediately cost at least $100. Bare minimum, at least. Just walking in the door. They could wait till Monday. I'm alive. They could wait till Monday.
See, the math doesn't even work out to it just being $100. Because if
that's
you
the
have
bare minimum copay, I think. That's urgent care, though. That's not the emergency room. Emergency room is a whole other level. Nope, I gotta be dying. Bones gotta be sticking out of somewhere.
Yeah,
or dying.
To go to the emergency room, you end up paying your insurance ends up paying all this stuff, right? So you have your copay, but you eventually pay back what the insurance pays because they'll start raising your premiums because well you went to the hospital and you cost us this much money, so you are now this much of a risk, so we have to recoup that money.
And it's not just you. I believe that's like the whole plan. Like
Yeah, so if you have insurance through work, it punishes everybody at your work. So it doesn't just cost you $100. It is horrible.
absolutely nuts.
I mean, if that's your only option, then that I guess is your only option. But like, I don't know.
I understand, like me personally, and nope. Nope.
A lot of the floral notes are gone. They're still there a little bit, but like how strong they were is gone.
Agreed.
This one will be interesting. I hope the flakes dry out a little bit so that some more of the flavors can come through because it's very clearly still very moist. It's very enjoyable.
Indeed. We'll smoke again.
I'm curious what we have the Latakia 20 and the Latakia 40, what those are like.
Do they have a description on them as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
But this is sweet enough on its own. You could almost call this an aromatic.
Yeah. No, it definitely has enough aromatic flavors going on. Fruity and floral and a little bit of spice.
I got this one from Watch City. I think Ken Byron might have had it too. Ken Byron, if you guys haven't been to that site recently, they are carrying a lot of other stuff, not just their blends. Really good selection, and you can go get 2 ounces in the Mylar bags of bulks that you might be interested in, like Gallup Hogarth, stuff that typically comes in like 8-ounce boxes. You can get 2 ounces in a Mylar bag shipped off to you for pretty reasonable amounts of money. I did that with the dark plug, the non-aromatic dark plug. If you like really rich cigars and you haven't tried that one, you should put that one on your list. That one was pretty enjoyable. But it's very strong. The nick hit is there. Make sure you have some food in your tummy, that kind of thing.
Some nibbles.
It's not quite Puccini level of nicotine, but it's up there. Oh, that'd be good mixed with this. The Puccini. I like my Dark Fire Kentucky with the Orientals. I'm learning that lately that's been very enjoyable.
Nice.
If you guys get a chance, try that. If you have Puccini, take some Puccini because it's the dark Italian fermented Dark Fire Kentucky. Take some of that and like 50-50 with an Oriental that you enjoy. And you'll notice a whole bunch of creamy notes come through with that Dark Fire Kentucky, that sweet spicy that comes from there. It's very, very pleasant. I think this would complement that really well, that combo. But
let's try and see.
As you pointed out earlier, and I continue to ramble on, this has been long enough. It's good seeing everybody. We should be back next week with another video. If we're not, I'm sorry. But have a good night. Well, have a good day, because this is a Thursday video, not because we're filming Wednesday night. But yeah, you have a good day, and man, I hope we are too.
It's going to be great. Friday Eve. Yes. All the possibilities.
All the magic cards.
Yes. Might need a slight break, but yes. Yes.
Have a good night. Or, yeah, dang it. Bye.